it's Vicki Nicholson, Brand Creative. I've been asked a few times about things like, can you do metallic letters in Canva? Can you do glittery backgrounds in Canva? And all that jazz. But yes, you can, and no, you can't. Yes, you can. There are limitations with it. And no, you can't. There is no actual function for you to create metallic text or metallic options on the colour swatches. So I'm going to show you a nice little get around today on how you can actually do that, and also how you can insert anything into the background of things like lettering and imagery and frames, etc., so that you can actually create something that is a bit different and a bit special. So two things today: glittery metallic lettering and also inserting imagery into the back of different types of letters. So I'm just going to show you how to do that. So the first of all thing is I'm in Canva. I've literally just clicked on the logo template. When you land, you will land here. I've just gone down and selected elements on the left hand side, and then I've gone and I'm going to click frames. So when I click into frames, you will see down here there are a number of different frames that you can choose. Anything that has that landscape background, that blue and green, you can put anything into that. It means you can insert an image or insert a texture into that. Genius. And what I'm going to do is I'm just going to show you quickly how you can create your own sort of metallics. So I'm just going to select this one. This one's actually free. I'm in the pro version. But what I have done is I have actually bought some metallic backgrounds from a Creative Market, and you just need to make sure that you can use these for any purpose at all. By contacting the person who creates them, the seller, you can say, you know, can I use these on things like my social templates? Can I use them on logos? Can I use them within like my ebook opt-ins, my freebies, that kind of thing? Ask them. They're dead helpful on Creative Market. So I just bought these metallic rose gold backgrounds, and all I did was drag and drop it into my upload, so it's already here. So if I select this here and click it, it will arrive in my design. If I just briefly click and drag that in, it will drop automatically. Once I hover over that background that we have clicked on the frame, it will insert it into there. That is how simple it is to create metallic backgrounds. It is just genius, and you can do that for any image at all. So even if I was to click on this one and drag it over, it will insert it into that. Now I can do that for any frame actually. So if I go back to elements, you should still be on frames. If I click on this one, which is a bit of a swoosh, I can then go uploads and I can click into that one, just drag and drop. And if I want to create more of a sunshine, can actually move it about, just double click and it just inserts it in a different way. So you can focus on one little focal point within that. And it doesn't have to be the swoosh. If I go to elements, I can click on things like that sort of splodgy type mark, which actually would work really well with your metallic. So you just drag and drop it. It's not a perfect circle. And if you wanted to, you could actually create your own little logo in here. So the free elements for the brush strokes, this is just a different one. I'm going to turn that a little bit. It's a bit of a skew-whiffy shape. Drag and drop it into there. And then I can put text over that if I wanted to. So I could write my name in that. I could put a little bit of a slant on it if I wanted to for my text. And that is a genius way to be able to create little brushstroke metallic textures as well as frames. So I want to show you another way you can do. So if you go back to elements, and if you scroll down, there are letters there, which you probably didn't even know were there, right? Because you probably don't zoom past and think, what the heck am I going to do with that? I'm never going to make use of that. There is a genius way you can do two things. You can either use it to input an image into the background and with a certain word, or you can actually create your own little lovely logos with this as well. So the first thing is, say I wanted to write something about sunsets. So I'm just going to choose an S, a U and an N. And all of them are the same size. So I'm just going to grab them all together and resize them. And then I'm going to make sure that they are all, you'll see there's a lot of lovely automatic guides as well. Not quite the same size. You just need to make sure, getting closer to make sure that they are kind of all in alignment. Just for experimentation purposes, it doesn't have to be too precise. But I've written sun there with those letters. If I go to uploads, I can insert imagery into that. There are also photos here as well. So sunshine, you could just click on this. This is a free one. So say you're writing a post about sunshine. You just drag and drop it into there, but what you can do is position it. So you could make this one more blue, and then you could make this one like almost, see, you can kind of overlay it so it makes a natural progression into the next part. If you just overlay it, I mean, it's much of a muchness. There you go. And it looks like sunshine. You can insert your imagery into those letters and then create your post around that. So it might be a social post. It might be like the sun shine today, or, you know, with your logo and overlaying it. You could put a nice border on that and kind of make it look more like a proper post. But today what I'm doing is I'm showing you this specific tutorial just for this perfect reason. The other way to do it as well is if we were to go to, if I go to elements and I'm already in frames, say I wanted to use my own initials, so it's going to be, well, I'm actually going to use my son's because he's got great initials. So A, J, N. I'm just going to grab them all, change them, and I'm going to take that down a bit, take that down a bit so it's in alignment. And then what I can do is insert. So say this was for, if I go to uploads, I can insert my rose goldness into each letter, and then I could have, I go to text, add a heading, I can call it AGN Designs. Or actually just use the word designs. And then I'm going to space that out, make sure it's centered. Can push that down here. I'm going to make it bigger. I'm just using my keyboard because I know the shortcuts for it. And I'm going to change the font ever so slightly so it's a bit, I'm going to use what we call beauty font, if I could spell, and I'm going to use it as a lowercase. Oh, take that off. Oh, what's it doing? Here we go. If that's the case, I need to change the spacing because I've changed my mind on what I want to do. When it's a script font, you need to make sure that it all flows together. I can just up the stance on it here. Then what I can do is actually move it onto here, and I could make that just a little bit. I go add a wee pinky colour, but make it really just matching little. You can spend a bit of time. Obviously I'm doing this really fast to just show you. What you could do is just do that, and then there you have your own logo. So that's a really clever way of doing it. If you wanted to, you don't have to have, you know, the whole like fancy schmancy stuff. This is a really simple way of creating like really fast metallic logos if you want to. So whilst you can't insert it into metallics into the actual script text, you can actually create them quite chunky monkey, and you can see what I've done really fast there. It's just so simple. And then the other thing you can do obviously is whenever you saw the strokes before, is if you really wanted to, you could actually do like like the brush strokes over, you know, the brush strokes that I showed you, and do a frame with that, and then you could overlay text inside it like that, so that you have a metallic background to your logo with your own initials inside, etc., or the business name. How cool is that? It's so simple, so quick to do, and you'll see how fast that I have created these kind of things. I know the colour's not spot on and stuff, but I'm doing it quickly to show you. But it's just the fact that you can create text that looks a bit more interesting with imagery in the background. You make it relevant to your blog post, etc., your social media post. You can insert, you know, the metallics that you've bought, make sure they're definitely okay and usable for logos and things and for distribution. And you can actually create gorgeous things like this for you to just go on and go, right, I can create my own logo if I want to, especially if you're on a budget. It's genius. Anyway, I hope that's helped today, and I hope you have lots of fun doing that, because it literally is the bee's knees. So until next time, I'm going to leave you and love you. Mwah! Bye!